Hey gang, Chef Matt from Constellation Culinary, back here at you. Happy New Year. Hope everyone had a nice restful holiday season. Um, One of the things that I wanted to talk about today is something that I get asked about a lot from friends and from people that I just meet once they find out I'm a chef, and that is what kind of French knife or chef knife do I use? Like a lot of things, I have a lot to say about this topic, so I'm going to get a little technical, and I'm just going to try to share some information with you about what I look for in a knife and what the characteristics that I think are important. These are my opinions based on 20 plus years of experience as a professional and 15 of them as a chef in the industry. So I'm coming at it from a little bit of a different angle because I look at a knife as a way to do a job the way a contractor would look at a screw gun or an impact driver. Um, so I'm just going to jump right in and tell you that there's a couple of different things that I um, use the knife for when I'm on the job. So the first thing is the type of knife it is, and I have one right here as an example. I call this a knockaround. This is a $10 knife. This is a Mercer brand 12-inch chef knife. Um, it's pretty cheap, and I don't mind using it because it's cheap. It's easily replaceable. I don't have some sort of emotional attachment to it, so if it gets broken or walks off in the kitchen, I really don't care. It's something that I can just easily pick up. And as a chef ordering knives for kitchens, I have a drawer full of these. They're, like I said, you can just, when one goes down, you just pull another one out like shark teeth. I mean, it really doesn't have any effect on the flow of business or on the flow of operations. So this knife is stamped out of steel, and it comes with an edge on it, which is decent for most applications. But we do, use a steel on it to sharpen it. The parts of the knife that I'm just going to go over a couple of them really quickly. Obviously, you have the handle, you have the blade, you have the edge, tip, and the tang is what you'll see it on another one that I have here, which is a piece of metal that extends from the blade that goes straight through the handle. Higher quality knives are called full tang knives, which means the tang goes all the way through the handle, and that just adds to the structure, rigidity, and overall longevity of the knife. So this little banger $10 knife might not be great for home use because it's not the best quality, but for a high volume operation or in a kitchen or something like that, or if you're just starting out, you don't want to spend a lot of money and you want to just get used to using a knife and how it feels in your hand, something like this is absolutely perfect for that. And speaking of feel, knives to me are one of those things that you can't buy online. You need to put your hands on it, you need to touch it, you need to feel it and see how it reacts to you because it's a tool. And there's a lot that goes into how we move our bodies when we use a knife. We as humans we move back and forth. We're not really good at side to side. So the knife you should be able to feel it moving with you. And everybody's body is different. So it's something that you need to find the perfect one for you. And of course, there's limitations that come with that. There's cost, there's availability. The biggest one probably being cost. I mean, French knives and chef's knives are super popular right now. You can find hundreds of them online, ranging in price from $10 to $500-600 knives, and those are great. They're super high quality steel. They're handmade. The handles are beautiful. They're works of art, and they should be appreciated as such. And look, if that's something you want to use, if you're comfortable with that, then that's your preference. Go for it, 100%. I think that those knives are great. I've had the fortunate opportunity to use a few of them, and I think that they're fantastic. But for me personally, I don't really like having a $600 knife in my kitchen, or in my work kitchen or my home kitchen. I would rather spend my money elsewhere. So with that being said, the second knife I have is what's called a Dalstrong Shogun Series 8-inch chef's knife. This brand has a very, very strong Amazon presence. They have great marketing. If you follow them on social media, they constantly putting out amazing photos of their knives in action, and they have a chef's council. They really do a nice job promoting their product, and I'm not here to tell you that it's better than one knife or the other. I actually purchased this exact knife for a friend of mine for his birthday. and I got a chance to use it, and I instantly felt that this was a great knife that I wanted to add to my kit to upgrade my previous knife, which I'll show you in a minute. So with the Dow Strong, it is actually made in China, but it's a forged knife, which means that it's been hammered and tempered and all that kind of stuff, and it has this Damascus pattern on it, which lends a little bit of a higher end look to it. The blade on it is really nice. It's really sharp, holds an edge well. It's super stiff. And again, like I said, I'm going to get a little technical, but if you can kind of see, it's got this little belly in it, which for me is not something that I was used to, because all the knives I had used previously, that the belly was much shorter or was straight across. So I had to kind of get used to it. This knife has great balance. It's heavy. I like a heavy knife. Some people don't. I like a knife that has a wide handle. As you can see, this handle is a little wider than some might be comfortable with. I mean, I don't have big hands, but I like to have the knife. I wrap my last three fingers around it like this, and I pinch the blade like this, and I need something substantial while I'm cutting and using the knife in this area. I like to hold on to it because I like to feel it. This knife is really stiff. It has almost no flex in it, which is good for 90% of the stuff that you're going to be using this knife for. This is not a fillet knife. This is a knife that's made for chopping and cutting and long strokes and heavy kitchen production. This is my go-to in my house. I use this knife all the time at home when I'm cooking, and I cook a lot, so this knife gets a lot of work. Edge retention is really good. I've only used the steel maybe 2 times. I've had this knife for almost a year. I've steeled it twice. The one thing I will say about it, though, is that the blade does get discolored if you don't dry it immediately after you wash it. Not a criticism. Doesn't take anything away from the performance. It's just something that you should be aware of if you are going to purchase this knife, or any knife for that matter. Honestly, even though they're stainless steel, I don't put my knives in the dishwasher. I wash them all by hand, and then I dry them immediately afterwards. That's really important. Before I get to the next chef knife, I just want to say that this is an intensely personal decision. I know that might sound dramatic, but you have to really be comfortable with this knife, because it's a tool. Like I've said before, if it's maintained properly, it's extremely sharp, which translates to it being extremely dangerous. I've cut myself, can't even tell you how many times, dozens probably, gotten many stitches many times, simply for not paying attention. And having a sharp knife is good, except when you don't pay attention and you cut yourself. I'm missing the part of one of my thumb tip because I just sliced it right off. So that's one of the things that you have to take into consideration also is, what are you going to be using the knife for? Do you cook a lot? Do you want to cook a lot? What kind of cooking are you going to be doing? Are you going to be cutting only vegetables? Or are you going to be using it for meat and fish? These are all things you need to consider. And look, let's be honest. I mean, you're going to go through a few different iterations of the knife before you find the one you want. That's just the way it is. I mean, I've been in this business for a long time, and I finally just found a knife to replace the knife that I was looking to replace for 5 years. And that one is this one, which is a Henkel. This is an 8-inch chef's knife. This is a German company. This knife has been with me since I've been in my 20s. It was a present to me from my father. As you can see, if you look closely, you can see this blade is pretty beat up. It's actually about half of an inch shorter than 8 inches, because I had the tip knocked off, and I brought it to a professional grinder and they took it down. And as you can see here, this blade has this, if you look closely, you can see the blade has a little hump in it, the opposite of a belly, because it's just been used so much. This is something that, again, has got a nice thick handle. It's heavy. I like the way it feels. I've gone everywhere with this knife, and this thing has been with me through my entire career. And it's something that it's a personal thing for me, because this knife means something to me, because it was given to me by a family member. It's something that's traveled with me my entire career, and really means a lot to me. So I don't bring it to work. I leave it at home. It sits in my kitchen. It still gets used every day, or almost every day. It's just something that I am attached to. So like I said, I just like to keep it at the house to be safe. All right, that's my take on the French knife. If you guys have any questions or comments about any of the stuff you've seen in this video or any of my previous ones, or if you have any suggestions for me about what you want to see in any upcoming videos, I'm going to flash my email address at the bottom of this video. So please feel free to drop me a line. And I look forward to being back in the kitchen with you guys next time, where I promise we'll do some fun stuff. Until then, take it easy.